Anything or anybody who causes you confusion is not for you. Let me cook. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, and we're gonna get straight into today's video. Now, of course, there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, so always take what resonates, leave the rest, and most importantly, grab your pen and your paper and be ready to take notes. And yes, we're not here to make excuses. We're here to inform, educate, and motivate. No excuses will be made. If you don't like being told the truth, if you want to be not accountable, this content is not for you. Send it and share it to somebody who is. But enough yapping. When you are around certain people and places and things that you are not meant to be around, you're going to feel confused. You're going to feel unsure. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to be insecure. And if you don't believe me, apply this to your life like these other videos and see how this resonates. Every single time I was in an environment or having a conversation and conversing with people, places, and things that I was meant to outgrow or who I wasn't meant to be around for a long time, there was always this sense of urgency of me not wanting to be there. You're going to be triggered. You're going to be challenged. Now, of course, before you're able to transmute these negative energies into positivity and use it for your gain, you have to realize that there's a disconnect. And a lot of times it's not intentional. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. So an example is if you have family and friends and anything that's familiar who only knows a certain level of knowledge, wisdom, and experience. So they suggest and advise and inform you based off of what they would do or how they reacted and how they responded to certain situations. But they have your best interests. They mean you well. So like our grandparents, when we're breaking generational curses, our grandparents did not live the same life as us. Even our parents, they are just informing you with what they know. Sometimes it is based off of fear, and that's, like I said, some people do it unconsciously, and then there are people who are fearful, negative, unhappy, and miserable, and they will project and they will deflect. You have to be able to distinguish the difference when somebody's trying to wish you well and means you well versus when they don't. But when you are around somebody who doesn't have your best interest, regardless if the information is going to be beneficial to you or not, you're going to second guess yourself. Every single time I've had conversations with people about certain things that I wanted to do and they weren't meant to be a part of the picture, there was always this limitation. And me personally, I don't do well with negative energy. Like, not to make this religious or spiritual or any of those natures, you cannot send black magic or evil eye towards me because I am an indigenous woman who is very tapped in. That stuff is only real if you believe it and if you don't know who you are. And when you do know who you are, you cannot trust what people say when their actions say something different. Now, of course, once again, this doesn't mean that people are not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. But when you live a certain life, when you're meant to do certain things, when you're meant to be a certain person, you have to be in alignment with it. And that's why things are not also working out for you. And I'm telling you from experience, when you are not doing what you need to do, you're going to feel confused. You're going to feel stagnant. You're going to feel stuck. So you really have to be mindful of who you are surrounding yourself with. You have to be mindful of what you watch, what you listening to, and most importantly, what you're doing with your time. So these are going to be 5 recommendations in order for you to start to continue to trust your intuition and make sure your intuition is sharp. Number 1, you have to be intentional about what it is that you want to do. All these videos, we break down step by step what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, and most importantly, the reason. If you are not moving with intention, if you don't have a sense of direction, you're not going to have a sense of urgency, and you're not going to feel the need to do certain things. Now, of course, this is going to be for the people who have done the work or who are doing the work and are wanting to see a specific result, because once you experience a certain level of trauma, you're going to overcome it because you did the work and you're going to heal. So this is going to be basically the after effects or the side effects of you healing. And let me write this down, you guys. Give me 1 second. This is a live video. The side effects of healing, because a lot of people only talk about the negative side of healing, but over here we want to talk about the practical side and the positive side. Okay, so wink wink, cough cough, that's going to be the next couple of videos that we discuss. You have to realize that when you are doing what you need to do, anything that's no longer resonating with you, whether it's a mindset, a belief, a people, place, or thing, will be removed. And if you try to fight the disruption or the destruction, you are going to feel conflicted. You're constantly going to deal with the battle. And that's why people say flesh and spirit, or spirit and mind. I'm not biblical. Let's not quote me on that. If you know, you know. Flesh and blood, excuse me. That's what I wanted to say. This is why it's important for you to do research for yourself. You have to realize that if you want to live a certain life, you have to make certain choices. You have to do what you need to do within the 24 hours, within the time, within the energy and effort. Anything else that's outside of what it is that you want to experience, you cannot focus on it, because what happens is when you surround yourself with people, places, and things who don't contribute into you, who don't allow you to be you, who don't allow you to take up space, you're always going to have a sense of hostility, being triggered, being challenged, being envious, being confused, being in a low vibration. And I know from experience, it's not to throw shade to some people, because there are some people, like I said, who try to connect themselves with you. They do try to force themselves into your reality. And then there were some people, you know, like I said, who were just lost in the sauce, or you just had to only be in their life for a season. And like with me, the people that I was only meant to be in life in a season, I was able to learn from them. They were able to learn from me, vice versa. It was no beef. I will always love them if I ever love them, like Drake said. But the others, you reap what you sow. And it comes consequences. You have to be very intentional of the company you keep, because if not, you'll start to become like him. And it is all tea, all shade for those people who thought they were going to come into my life and disturb my peace. And that's what happens when you are out here trying to disturb other people's peace. You're never going to be at peace. So it's like, you don't always have to have everything figured out. You don't have to compare yourself to people, but you have to be honest about what it is that you want to do. And you have to be okay with it. You have to know that if you want to live a certain life, or if you want to do certain things, that regardless if it's popular, regardless if people want to support you, that you're still going to do it. Like, you have to believe in yourself before anybody else does, other than God, ancestors, in the universe. If you believe in those things, if you don't, that's cool. You have to realize that the company you keep does matter, because when you're somewhere where you're not meant to be, you're not going to be able to grow. When you have conversations with people who you've outgrown, or who are not able to see eye to eye with you, it's always going to be an issue. And it's just like, instead of putting our time, energy, and effort and all of our apples into one basket, realize what's for you and what's not. But in order for you to do this, you do have to spend some time to yourself. So that's the first thing. You got to spend time with yourself. When you're spending time with yourself, the second thing, realizing what you like and what you don't like. The third thing is embracing it. Like, who cares about how people feel towards you? Like, if you cannot have conversations with people without judgment, or without them trying to invalidate your experience, or with them trying to like boss you around, you just have to realize they're not for you. And I've realized that, and it took me a while to be okay with that, because of course, when you know who you are, you want the best for people, because you are a reflection of your reality. But once I realized a lot of people did not care about themselves, a lot of people don't value themselves, I just stopped pouring my time, energy, and effort into them, and I've just allowed them to be who they are. And honestly, it will save you a headache. It will save you a lot of disappointment, because it's just like, I was never trying to change people, but what I had to realize is that the people who weren't for me, I didn't need to question, I didn't need to understand. And I recently had this conversation with somebody that I know, and they were just like, it's not meant for you, you know, to understand. And I'm gonna thank that person because I know who they are. But it's just like, stop wasting your time with people and places and things that you know that don't make you feel good. Like, if you gotta dim your light to be around certain people, you don't need to be around them. If people are too intimidated by you, you don't need to have conversations with them. And 100% of the times, the people who feel some type of way about you, you're not even meant to be around them anyways. And it's not about being superior. It's the simple fact that those people think you're better than them. Like, nobody is walking around saying, oh, I'm better than you. Like, if you are arrogant, if you are conceited, that's your business. I don't condone that. I don't promote that. I do condone confidence and being self-centered, which means you're full of self, okay? But either or, once you say you don't like something or somebody, you don't. But focusing and worrying about people, places, and things that don't make you feel good about yourself, it's a waste of time. And it's just like some people are going to be your family members. Some of these people are going to be your friends. Some of these are going to be environments that you were once familiar with, whether it's school, work, etc., your neighborhood. It's okay. Like, it's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to no longer be compatible with people, because in life you're here to evolve and to grow. And if anything or anybody has a problem, once again, it's not for you. So the next time you're confused, you need to ask yourself if this is your energy, or is it a projection. Same thing when it comes to environments. If you feel like you're not meant to be somewhere, you're gonna know. And if you're really tapped in, whether you're indigenous or not, you know. And once again, don't listen to what people are saying, because the same people who try to gaslight you and manipulate you about how you feel are not the people that are for you. You know someone's for you based off of if they listen to you. You know if someone's for you if they're able to respect your differences. You know somebody is for you if they are paying attention to you and they make you feel at ease. If they don't make you feel at ease, a lot of times these people are not for you. And it's both ways. It's not just you. It's not your job to be responsible for yourself and the other people, place, or thing. And that's how you know it's not for you or if it is for you. Because in a relationship, in an environment, in order for something to be connected or equally yoked, both parties, both parts have to be in alignment. So don't be so hard on yourself. Don't just think it's just you. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you're doing everything you can, but they're not doing their work, it's not your job to hold them up. Whether it's your mom, your cousin, your aunt, your brother, your sister, your man, your girlfriend, it doesn't work like that. Same thing when it comes to a school. If that school doesn't make you feel seen, if that school doesn't pour into you, if that school is not educating you, it's not your job to try to force yourself to be somewhere where you're not meant to be, because you're going to be confused and it's going to disturb your peace. Same thing when it comes to a job. Start paying attention to how you feel and if you're confused or if you're short, because when you know who you are, when you know what you want, you don't have to be confused about it, and you don't have to rush, and you don't have to be overwhelmed. So thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting down below. Thank you for putting on your post notifications. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following me on all social media platforms. All the information will be down in the description box below. And if you're interested in the service for a session, thank you for booking your service in your session. The link is in my description. And thank you guys for following me once again on Instagram and on TikTok, because I will be going live answering you guys' questions until we reach our goal here on YouTube, which we will be reaching soon. But anything that's not for you is not going to cause you, anything that's for you is not going to cause you confusion, and anything that is not for you, or hold on, anything that's for you is not going to make you feel confused. I don't know why that was so tongue twisted, but I'm going to end off the video with that. Okay, love you, bye.